Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Trevor here, Total Wellness Coach, and we get to talk wellness. And today I want to talk to you about something that I find pretty interesting. It's not something that's necessarily quantifiable or measurable, but that is the topic of flow or the zone or the sweet spot or getting into a flow state. And I'm going to give a definition that I looked up, my definition. We'll go over some things that'll help you get into that flow and some things that I've found that block flow, um, and something you can do moving forward to practice that. The first thing is the definition that I looked up of flow is the mental state of operating um, the mental state of operation in which a person performing an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. I underlined energized focus because I think that's a pretty cool way to describe it. And then I would add a few things onto that the activity seems effortless. You can do it almost without thinking, and your performance is greatly improved, and time just seems to fly by. So that's a little bit about how I feel flow can be described. I'm sure most of you have felt that at some point or another, where whatever you're doing just feels so easy and comes naturally to you. And so a lot of us want to try to get back to that state so that we can be more productive and be more efficient. And so things that I've found that help me get into that state, and things that I've read that help others. The first thing being visualization, and by visualizing past experiences of flow, you can call back upon what it felt like to be in that state and really use that to get yourself back there. And you can also do kind of like a future projection type visualization technique where you imagine yourself performing the activity and being successful at it, and being really good at it. And that can help you get into that state as well. I prefer looking back on a past experience that was very successful where I felt like I was in the flow, and really stepping into what that felt like. The next thing you can do is meditation. Practicing regular meditation can help you get into the flow more often, by learning to quiet your mind and really focus inward. You can be more in tune with your senses and that energy that's around that flow state. And then mindfulness is the last technique that you can use, and you use this prior to starting the activity. So focus your attention on your breathing and take 3 deep, slow, conscious breaths, and focus all of your attention on the task at hand. And go through that activity with your attention focused on it. And if your mind starts to wander, then that's all right. Come back to your breath and kind of refocus yourself. And now all 3 of these things can kind of be used together, or separately. And there's some good techniques to help you get into that flow more often. And then things that block flow, the first thing is social media. I know that's ironic because you're probably watching this on social media, but just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram or Snapchat or even Facebook for that matter can really take you out of flow, because it's this mind-numbing kind of just dull activity, that just takes you out of that state real quick. Same thing goes for like video games and TV, that kind of stuff that really, you're not thinking a whole lot, which is, it's funny because I say you're not thinking a whole lot, when you're in that flow, you're not thinking a whole lot, but it's different, right? You're performing an activity, you're in that state. But doing things that you could turn your brain off and kind of just sit there dull and numb, that takes you out pretty quick. Another thing is resisting action. So by resisting action, you can never get into the flow, let alone doing whatever it is you're resisting, right? So you're basically blocking your own flow state. You're like a flow dam, just not letting it flow through you. And then the other one is too much or not enough sleep. Now, the body needs the right amount of sleep to function properly, and whatever that right amount is might be different for you than it is for someone else. If you look it up online, you'll see answers from like 7 to 8 hours usually, but everyone's a little different. I know people that function on 4, I know people that function on 9, but finding what works for you and being consistent with it is the best way to keep your body prepared and rested. So not enough, too much sleep, that's a good way to block flow. All right, so an action step you guys can use moving forward to put this into practice in your own lives. Use one of the three or all three if you're an overachiever. Those techniques that I mentioned earlier to get yourself into the flow before your next activity. So you got visualization, you got meditation, and you got mindfulness. So do at least one of those, maybe all three, and see how that works for you for your next activity. See if you can get yourself into that state. And last thing, if you guys ever need any help with anything or have questions, just feel free to hit me up. Like, comment, share, and we'll see you guys next time. Happy flowing.